Good chilly Monday morning out there to everyone, and welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this third full day of spring, the 23rd of March 2015. It's a chilly start to the morning with a radiational cooling. Normally temperatures bottom out in the low to the mid 30s for early morning lows at this time of the year for this day, but that's not the case this morning as we have cold air in place, dry air in place, a few high level based cirrus clouds across the region. Other than that, mostly sunny or clear skies across the region, and the winds are still out of the northwest at about 15 miles per hour, but they're beginning to die down as the ridge of high pressure center begins to move closer to the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metro area this morning. Temperatures starting out into the teens and the low to mid 20s, and will rebound nicely during the afternoon hours, but still going to be quite chilly outside for this time of the year. You can see temperatures already rising into the low to mid to 20s across the region, and we had some chilly air this morning. Basically, minimum temperatures this morning got down into the teens again across interior Sussex County and across interior valleys of Morris and Sussex County, and also Warren County in New Jersey here, as a result of the dry, cold air that was in place with clear skies and light winds. Morning pass of visible satellite imagery this morning. Mostly clear skies, a few high-level clouds across the southern New Jersey region as a result of a storm system that is exiting the Carolina coast along a frontal boundary that will stay to our south today, and skies will generally be sunny throughout the region. We see that most of the lifting now associated with that disturbance is off the Carolina coast. Will dry, sinking air in the grays and blacks here continues to work down through the lower layers of the atmosphere. And as a result, we have one disturbance here across the Great Lakes and another here off the Carolina coast. These will all dive to the south and east and stay away from the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area for today. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows our area of low pressure here off the Carolina coast with the trough axis here. But here's the ridge axis building in over the Great Lakes with the northwesterly flow downsloping across the region. And some chilly air and a backdoor frontal system here over southern New England. But high pressure is ridging and nosing down into the region today. So mostly sunny skies, and all the precipitation to our northwest and southeast will stay away from the region today. NOAA and the National Weather Service put this together. Larry Cosgrove, meteorologist from Weather America, also shared this in his Google Groups, and we're going to share it with you now. These are the seasonal snowfall totals for the entire season up through March 21st, which is officially the end of the first day, actually, of spring. Look at this. Bangor, Maine, 131 inches. Boston, 110 inches. The normal values here are in the 40s and 50s. Except for Syracuse, which is still above average, 118.5 inches, nothing to sneeze at. Here in the New York City metropolitan area, look at this, 53.8 inches. The normal is 25.6. That is 28 inches above normal. Everybody here in the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, including, Washington, D.C., actually, too, was above normal. These were all areas that everything that you see here in the yellow, these are all snowfall totals that are above average. So we had quite a big bang-up season in snowfall totals this season, from especially February and into the early part of March. Land, sea, and air advisories. We only have a small craft advisory for the New York oceanfront coastal waters here, probably from around Sandy Hook, New Jersey's tip out to Montauk Point, and then extending further into southern New England's coastal waters here, Martha's Vineyard as well. And this will be in effect until around 12 noon as the pressure gradient continues to relax. Now, over the interior, ice breakup movement across the lower Hudson Valley and Connecticut rivers is expected to be limited through early this week due to the dry conditions and below seasonal temperatures, and thereafter a half to 3/4 of an inch of precipitation from Wednesday afternoon through Thursday night. The rainfall and mild temperatures should increase the breakup of ice and the movement across the Connecticut and lower Hudson Valley area during the mid and late week period. Isolated ice jams are possible, which, if they occur, could result in localized flooding. Since ice jams are unpredictable and sudden, interest along ice-covered rivers should monitor the latest forecast. Things looking A-OK on the aviational weather deck this morning. VFR conditions expected through the region and through the period, with high pressure and northwesterly winds today almost overhead during tonight. A northwesterly flow will continue, but a bit lighter than on Sunday, generally 10 to 15 knots during the afternoon, dropping back to under 10 knots tonight after sunset. There's some scattered cumulus early, and then mainly just high clouds during today. Weak upper level disturbance will cross the southern areas during tonight. While the forecast is dry, there could be some lowering of the clouds, though still basically VFR conditions. VFR conditions expected on Tuesday. Ceilings begin to lower to MVFR with rain on Wednesday as a warm front approaches. Thursday, MVFR and possible IFR conditions for much of the day. During rain showers and isolated thunder showers possible as well. Gusty winds behind the cold front late on Thursday. Friday, ceilings expected to gradually increase to VFR. Right now outside of Newark, it's chilly. It's 24 degrees. Normal low is about 34, so we're well below normal here. Still temperature dew point 8, humidity 50%. The wind is out of the northwest at 12. Just a few clouds at 25,000 and also some scattered clouds at 5,000. Makes the wind chill feel like 13. Dying winds, VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia right now, 28, dew point 8, humidity 42, the wind northwest at 8. Again, a few clouds at around 22, scattered at 28,000. Again, the story for today, the light winds and VFR conditions in place. Latest late morning run of the high resolution rapid refresh model shows the high cloud cover across southern New Jersey with the cirrus. And then this disturbance here across the Great Lakes dives south and east. An increase of cloud cover overnight tonight a little bit towards the region, but this disturbance will also minor out to our south and east. 2-meter temperatures off the NAM 6Z run this morning shows the chilly air mass in place with temperatures struggling still in the mid and upper 30s during this afternoon, dropping off, and even this model could be a little chilly on the chilly side already for northwestern New Jersey. We do think the temperatures will be warmer than that. The latest MOS guidance agrees with that, and the MEX guidance as well. And by the time we get to Wednesday, this is where temperatures get back into the 40s. It's still below normal for this time of the year, but these temperatures here will also be a little warmer than the guidance from the NAM is indicating here. By the time we get to Thursday, we'll be in the warm sector as a warm front moves through. Unfortunately, that will bring the chance of showers and isolated thunderstorm across the region Thursday afternoon before the cold front comes through. But temperatures on Thursday, the mildest day, could get into the upper 50s and even lower 60s across parts of our forecast region. Now there's two model camps here from the National Weather Service. New York City monitoring Friday and Saturday for rain chances as a front stalls out around the region or near the coast. And the National Weather Service in Philadelphia saying, no, that won't be the case. Model guidance suggests the same thing. The GFS model has the storm suppressed further to the south and east and off the coast for the weekend, and the Canadian model guidance does not. And we'll begin with the GFS's forecast output here. Here's that disturbance monitoring out. High pressure builds in during today, tonight, tomorrow. And then we wrap it around with the southwesterly flow. Here comes first disturbance up through the Great Lakes. A warm front develops and warm air advection ensues. There's a chance of some showers around the region later on Wednesday afternoon as the warm front moves through. Then a second wave here ahead of the cold front moves through the Great Lakes. We're definitely in the warm sector now. Temperatures getting into the 50s and 60s with rain showers around the region. That moves through. There could be some pockets of moderate to heavy rain as that does so during the afternoon on Thursday, and then as that low moves off the coast, it drags the cold front through the region, and the trough access too as high pressure begins to build in. Northwesterly winds ensue, and the air mass begins to dry out during Friday morning and especially Friday afternoon, but cold air advection and snow showers still around the region during Friday night and Saturday as a result of the high pressure building in and some instability in the upper air trough. Now, come the weekend, the GFS keeps the storm system off the coast and away from the region, and that's where the model guidance begins to differ. The European model guidance also has the same kind of solution. The Canadian model guidance, which has done fabulous over the last couple of runs and weeks, actually is seeing something entirely different. The CMC model solution says that's not going to be the case. We do get the warm air advective rain showers on Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. And then again with the second wave max moving through the Great Lakes, could see this cold front stall across the region as the area of low pressure moves through the New York State area into the Hudson River Valley and then into southern New England. And the front is slower to pass through the region. It stalls a little bit. Area of low pressure develops on the southern flank of this and moves up along the coast and offshore the Delmarva region on Friday night and Saturday. This is from last night's run at 0Z. Let's see if it corrects itself this morning. And that means that cold air is brought in on the northwest side, could end the precipitation across the Hudson River Valley is some frozen precipitation, not accumulation on the ground, but this would be moderate to heavy pockets of rain on Friday night and early Saturday morning as this low moves rapidly out to sea by Sunday morning, it's all Saturday morning, it's all over, and then just windy conditions with cold, dry, high pressure beginning to build in across the region. It's been very interesting to watch the solar storm that occurred late last week. Actually, it was two plasma, dispersals out of the sun's orbit into the stratosphere, and that caused it caused warming to occur, but not on our side of the pole just yet. As the model guidance from the European dictates, the warming is occurring out over the Pacific and out over Asia at this point across the other side of the globe. But as we move into the next 10 days, we find that the stratospheric warming is occurring and reaching into the northern territories here and across northern America. That's what it looks like on at 30 millibars on April the 1st. The warming now extends further into northern America, and this definitely means that the 500 millibar height pattern, which is changing seasonally, still will be involved with the split in the polar vortex here, and that split will have the warming impact along it. And where all of this is hedging is that we're in for a chilly pattern still for the beginning part of April. Last night's run of the 500 millibar height anomalies here over North America, basically from the European model guidance, the GFS, the CMC, still shows the trough axis in the east, and as a result, we still don't have a negative NAO, but we still have parts and participles of the polar vortex here splitting, with one lobe still over Hudson's Bay, Canada. Now, even though seasonally the polar jet is transitioning further north, we still have a cold pattern in place and a very active pattern in place too, with a very active subtropical jet stream due to our west-based Modequi El Nino over the Central Pacific here around the date line. And this means also that, with the stratospheric solar storm has an influence on the warming pattern down to the lower layers of the troposphere, affecting the 500 millibar pattern, and as such, we're going to find ourselves in a cold pattern, not necessarily as cold as we've seen, but definitely a very chilly pattern over the beginning part of April. This graphic here is the zonal temperature anomalies from, say, the beginning of January up to the current state date, which was yesterday, centered around 60 north and 90 west. And basically, day 80, so this was from yesterday's data or Saturday's data. We started off with a very strong warming in the mid and upper levels of the stratosphere in January, began to cool it down just a little bit in early February, then a spike here again in mid to late February, then a rapid cooling, and you see the cooling is now exiting, and a rapid warming is starting again, probably as a result of the solar storm that just occurred. So this is going to be very interesting to watch, because when you expand the stratosphere, you actually compress the troposphere, and that's where we live, and that's why the 500 millibar heights will be lower, and hence the colder forecast going into the first part of April. So you get a day or two of mild air, and then back into the colder air mass in place, but seasonably uncold, but not as cold as we've seen in January because of the sun angle. So that's a wrap for today. For everything live, it's Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a fantastic Monday. We'll be back again with you on Tuesday.